you may not know. It may just happen. It's not, it's not always what you plan, but also what happens. Opportunities arise, and you got it. If you're in a point in your life where do it, try it, incremental steps. I'm going to do this right now and see where that leads me to. I'd like to do this, but if whatever happens. And for those who make the effort and work, it will fall in place.
Welcome to TSU Human Performance Sports Science Podcast, where we dive into the fascinating world of sports science and innovation, right here at Tennessee State University.
We are your hosts.
I'm Neil Monet
and Franka Sindicic, and today we are taking you on an exciting journey to educate, entertain, and keep you up to date of happenings right here on our campus.
In each episode of TSU HPSS, we'll bring you exclusive interviews with our expert faculty, coaches, student athletes, and our students from our departments who are making stride in this field.
You will gain the insights into the latest training techniques, nutrition strategies, and sports psychology breakthroughs that are now shaping the future of sports performance.
All while bringing it to you from an HBCU perspective.
Hello everybody, welcome back to our podcast. I hope you're settling good after the break that we just had and that you are ready for spring semester. Today with us is our Associate Professor of Exercise Physiology and Sports Science, Dr. Tim Jones, and of course, as everybody knows him, as our Director of Student Advisement. Welcome, Dr. Jones.
Good morning and welcome.
Morning, Dr. Jones. So let's start by introduce yourself a little bit, talk about what you're doing for us in this department, and whatever you're doing here.
Okay, well, I am somewhere around my 25th plus year at Tennessee State University. So I've officially taken the title of old head, or alumni, we'll say. I have the benefit of having been here in Nashville, over 25 years. The origination, I was here before there were Tennessee Titans. I was here in Nashville before there were Nashville Predators. When I moved to Nashville, it was a small, big city that had a minor league baseball team, and that's it. And now, as I'll mention later, we have 3 professional sports teams in Nashville, and we're still continuing to grow. And so to be able to be a part of the growth and development of Nashville and Tennessee State University has truly been an exciting honor to be here and to talk about and help all these students throughout the years. My role is Associate Professor of Exercise Science. My undergrad and graduate degrees are exercise physiology and exercise assessment and prescription. Doctorate of Education Administration and Leadership from here at TSU. And so I am currently, besides an exercise science professor, teaching everything from anatomy and physiology, exercise physiology, but also sport psychology, sport sociology, numerous different aquatic classes because I spent 15 years as the aquatic director for the pool here at Tennessee State University.
Nice.
Also teach numerous Red Cross first aid, safety, emergency response, CPR classes. My outdoor ed passions are in there. And most recently, I am now the director of advisement for our students, both undergrad and graduate. And I'm also the internship coordinator working within the Nashville area for our undergrad and graduate students to help them transfer their academic knowledge and skills and bring them to a hands-on position where they can utilize that knowledge within the professional field that they intend to work in.
All right, that sounds great. So what would you say is the most challenging part about your position, actually?
Most challenging part, besides TSU as a whole, and it's a continuing changing environment. TSU has been a wonder to work for, and they've been awesome, but, we always have new people coming and going. And like any profession and any job, you get good relationships with people and you get good production, and then they may move on or they transition to another position or another university. So really the stability of the university as a whole. Academically, the professors and the academic side of the university has been wonderful. We know there are some challenges at TSU, maybe in financial aid, maybe in records, maybe in the administrative side of the university, not the academic side. So those continuing changes make it a little more challenging.
One of my biggest questions for you, since you're the director of student advisement, and you're basically the only one here, of how many students are you taking care of?
Well, as of these last two freshman classes being record large numbers, I'm trying to think of our statistics. This fall of 2023, we had I think it was somewhere around 1,500 freshmen coming in. We had well over 125 that identified HPSS as their intended major.
Wow.
That plus our already defined majors, we're looking at somewhere around over 400 undergraduate students. And even at the graduate level, we're exceeding or close to 50 graduate students.
Okay.
So, the advisement responsibilities of all academic programs are any student over 30 credit hours.
Okay.
So, outside of our HPSS freshmen, which in addition to a number of professors in the department, we also teach University 1000 freshman orientation. So we make those contacts with our incoming freshman HPSS majors by getting them in at their fall semester freshman year.
Yeah.
So we're capping, hopefully quickly approaching 500 HPSS majors, which is somewhere around the second or third largest major on campus.
Oh, so our department is growing very fast.
We are growing exponentially because of the success of our students.
And I do know that since it happened like recently, that grow, student had a lot of issues with getting to classes because we're kind of lacking the staff and we want to improve that, and we're working on improving the staff. So what would be your advice for the students in spring semester for registration for the fall and for the future plans?
The biggest thing is I'll use my dad's acronym and a little version of Dr. Smith's, but the 7 Ps. And that's the proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. Meaning, get your advisement over early, talk about your classes, what classes you need, go to your academic advisor, talk with your other colleagues, your friends, your students, and figure out what you need, because when registration opens at this university, it's first come, first serve. And so when there are only 25 spots available in a class, when it's full, it's full, and we talk about if you want to go see a concert and the concert ticket's sold out, well, then you're not going to the concert. So it's kind of the same for us. We want to be able to offer the classes that our students need, but because of our exponential growth, we need to be able to grow in terms of our faculty. We've got addition of new faculty this calendar year or this academic year. We've got new ones that we will be advertising for, and we'll be getting new faculty. But the growth of the students came first, and now we're growing as a faculty within the department. So we'll be able to offer more sections or more classes more often to meet the needs of the students.
I know some freshmen transferring, and I want you to kind of clarify what are the requirements to get a HPSS degree?
The degree, the way it's based, you have your university gen ed requirement, which is about 75 hours, 78 hours. That's the priority on the front end. Your orientation, your English 1 and 2, your speech class. You've got your humanities, 2 humanities and an English literature. You've got 2 history classes. You've got your math class. You've got your gen ed sciences, which the important part with the gen ed sciences are what is your career path in terms of the undergrad and maybe graduate programs, because the sciences you take, specific ones are needed for specific career fields. So we do try to get to the students very early within those years to make sure they're taking the correct sciences, anatomies or chemistries or biologies, physics, so forth. Then they've got to take 2 social sciences, which general psychology and health and wellness. And then the HPSS department has a 2 PE requirement. Everyone is required to take the beginning weight training course and then you pick your other one PE class that matches your interest level or anything else. So that's your gen eds. Then we really kick into the HPSS classes, which we have about 5 of them that are at the freshman, early sophomore level. And then the meat of the HPSS curriculum starts after you've got prerequisites like your health and wellness class, like your anatomy classes, like your first aid and CPR class. Those are all the basis of then getting into the more later sophomore and junior level classes within HPSS.
What's the difference? Once you get to the graduate classes, what's the biggest difference?
Well, the biggest difference between your undergraduate degree, which this was explained to me years ago by a very wise professor I had, your undergrad degree is a Bachelor of Science, BS, meaning you're taking a lot of classes about a lot of stuff. It seems to be a lot of BS.
Yeah.
At that point, you may move on to a master's degree. And in your master's focus, it's far fewer hours, somewhere maybe 30 to 36 credit hours, but they're only classes in your particular area. So they're very focused and very specific to what you're doing. You're getting a master's degree or master's of science, so in a sense, you're kind of now mastering your shit. All right. Eventually, once you are an expert in that mastered area, if you wish to go on and get a doctoral degree or a PhD or something of that nature, then you are becoming the content expert. And it was told to me that then you prescribe your shit to other people. As a professor, you get to profess and share your wealth of knowledge with everybody else. So that's the big difference, honestly. When you go to an advanced degree, now whether you move on to a athletic training, which is a master's certified program, if you're going to go as a physical therapist, occupational therapist, master's in exercise science, sport admin, we have students in our department that go on to chiropractic school, physician assistant programs, or whatever. Those are all very specific areas, and so the coursework is only in those content areas.
Now, when it comes to the master's degree and undergraduate and graduate students, do students from undergrad come up to you and they're like, I don't know what to do. Should I continue my master's degree or should I just go and work? And when they don't know how to do, how do you help them clarify their goals?
Well, it's kind of a twofold. We have students who come in and really know what they want to do and have a specific career path. I want to do this. I want to be an athletic trainer. All right. Well, do you know what athletic trainer is? Have you done it? Have you volunteered and worked as a student trainer and whatever? And if they're really focused, then it's very easy to help guide them in the direction that they know they want to go. Look at options and opportunities, look at other schools, other programs, and really help them grow and develop into what they're going to do. We've had many successful undergraduate students go on to master's programs, for example, and do great things, and we see them in a professional light, and they come back and share with us their success stories, which is awesome. On the other hand, we've got students who still are figuring it out, and I want to work with sports, or I want to work in this type of field. Mm-hmm. Some students really don't know. I went to a career workshop a couple years ago, and they told me that now the average college student will have 5 careers. And of those 5 careers, 2 of them haven't been invented yet. And I give you the example of, don't think the old days of this is what I'm going to do when I grow up, and I'm going to do it for 30 years and retire. Doesn't exist anymore. Our society is growing and developing in new positions, new areas. I mean, think about it. Before COVID, we didn't have remote working. We didn't have, 6-8 years ago, was there such thing as a social influencer? So, don't think that you can only do one thing or one thing specific. You've got opportunities that you don't know you have. So helping someone grow into and develop into those is really important. I've used my example of, I graduated undergrad, didn't really know. I applied for a couple careers, and someone said, hey, you should go get a master's and get a graduate assistantship. Well, that sounded good to me because I could continue being a college student, but I could stay involved in athletics, and school's paid for. So I was getting paid for a master's program. All of a sudden, I was coaching at the college level, I was teaching at the college level, and I was taking graduate courses. and we had facility management responsibilities involved with our graduate assistantship. So I didn't know I was going to grad school literally until 3 months before I graduated undergrad. Okay. So there are all those opportunities, and I've had plenty of situations where, do I apply for this job or I can take this job? And the decision to stay in higher ed, well, it seemed like a natural progression for me, whether it was at the coaching level, at the teaching level, at the advisement level, or administrative level. I enjoy the mentoring of college students. I've got college students now that have got kids that are getting ready to, go to school. So I see those second generation kids, and we see them in a professional light and position that really shows the success of what they had the capability of doing.
Mm-hmm. And that's good that you're saying this, because I had the chance to be selected to that special topic class. That was last summer with the Titans. And that really opened my mind into what I can do in my field with my degree. And we basically spent a week with the Titan staff, right? And spending that week with them, we met with different positions over there, position that I never thought was existing. Tell them about those different opportunities that you're putting together for HPSS students that wanna grow into this field.
We've had a remarkable ability to make connections with professional sports teams here in the Nashville area. Dr. Smith, myself, all the faculty have really contributed and utilized our resources, our networking, and we started last Maymester with what we call the Professional Sports Consortium, which our partnership with the Nashville Titans enabled us to spend a whole week at their facility with a kind of behind-the-scenes tour and presentations of everything from on the field to the front office to ticketing to marketing to facilities to game day to everything involved with a professional sports team. And they were just amazing in what they were able to share with us and how they could promote and share their wisdom, knowledge, and really experiences with our students, which was an incredible motivator to our students. And we were very impressed with our students and how they responded and the abilities that they then keyed into really what they had to say. So we're taking that model that we really kind of initiated with the Titans and want to provide that opportunity with the other professional sports teams here in the Nashville area. Mm-hmm. We have just met with the Predators, and we are hoping over this Christmas, we have just finished a Nashville Predators consortium where working with a professional ice hockey team and really learning their front office and backstory. In fact, we have one of our graduates from our program who's an administrative role within their premium seating position. And so we have those professional networking opportunities, or we have those professional connections with our students who are now being successful out in the field. Our hopes that we are also establishing one with the Nashville FC Soccer Club and the Nashville Sounds minor league baseball team that's here in Nashville too, so that we can really cover the full gauntlet of professional sports affiliations here in Nashville.
Well, we were just about to ask, what are the goals for the next few years? But you just replied on us with that question.
So we've got some faculty and adjunct faculty that are working for these professional teams. The one team learns what the other team is doing, and they want to be a part of it. So we actually have had some of the professional sports teams come to us and recognize what our students are doing and what we're doing as a department, and really want to contribute also. I will say again, a number of our faculty are involved at the city level with National Sports Council, other professional groups. So we're visible within their area. We go to football games, we go to hockey games, we go to the baseball games, and we contribute. and they recognize us as faculty, but also recognize our undergraduate and graduate students and the quality that we get them internships with those organizations, and they recognize the quality of our students in the professional fields.
That sounds amazing. And I know that Neil and I, as students, we're always trying to represent our department as good as we can and always promote it, because we have really great professors and we're very grateful for all of the opportunities that you're giving to us. And I'm quite sure that the rest of the students are as well. And I would just like to say to everybody who is listening is, if you keep up the good work, you're going to be rewarded by these internships, because as I understood, you usually just chose the students to represent the university. Is it correct?
Yeah, and for these special, opportunities, we do look to pick our best and brightest. And so what we see in the classroom, but what we see with our HPSS Majors Club with Tiger Fit, what we see them doing and representing the university, some of them are some of our varsity athletes. That's one thing I want to talk about or mention the statistic too is, fortunately, the HPSS department has the largest percentage of student athletes here at the university. So not only, our students are very well representing the athletic department and the successes of our professional sports or our collegiate sports here at TSU, but then using those student athletes to venture outside the university from a professional standpoint, not just an athletic standpoint, represents the university and our department very well.
I actually don't have more questions for you. So we're gonna conclude right here, and we're gonna finish this podcast.
Yeah.
That was great to have you as a guest. Tell them where they can find you.
Okay, certainly. I, as the same as faculty in this department, have an open door policy. My office is room 327 here in Gentry. So if you come up to the third floor Gentry, when you come in the front double doors, turn right, and I'm the last office in the back corner. And if you have questions or concerns, issues, come and stop by. We want you to have the information to make the right decision. Nothing stresses us more than say, well, so and so said, or I thought. Don't tell me. Go find out for yourself, because everybody's different and everybody has the correct answer is different for every person. So we want to make sure and take care of every student the best way possible, specific to them.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Jones.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jones. And everybody have a great day.
Thank you all, and I look forward to seeing all of you.
Yep.